Hey guys, this is a tutorial for the client hourly logs. Again, I will show you, if you watched the timesheet tutorial, that you want to go to the employee portal on our website, and once you're logged in there, at the bottom you'll see the client hourly log is right there. You can download it and then get it onto your desktop. For the sake of time, I'm going to open this with Preview. And for the sake of time, I've already filled out the report summary, but I'm going to show you. So the client hourly logs, they are different than the timesheet in that they are strictly focused on the client. So John Doe is our client, and I'm the staff that's reporting my shifts with him. So it's only for one staff who worked with one client. If John Doe has 4 different staff, then myself and the 3 other staff that work with him are going to fill out their own separate client hourly logs for the shifts that they work with John. I'm only filling out the shifts that I work with John, and then I'm going to document the times and the billing code, and then give a brief report on the shift. So I'll put the client's name, John Doe, I'll put my name, Jake Probert, and then I'm going to have this match. If you'll remember the timesheet, we had a shift on the 1st that started at 10 a.m. and ended at 1 p.m. for a total of 3 hours, and that was SLH. When you are writing a report summary, it is really important that you leave more than just one sentence of documenting. Please put a little effort into being as professional as you can with your documentation, but be as detailed as you can as well in the room that you have. Obviously, there's not a ton of room, but this first shift, the example is John was able to go weekly food shopping at Walmart this morning. John went back with staff to his apartment and put his groceries away. John and staff then went on a walk to the park, and John skateboarded. That's spelled wrong, so I'm going to fix it. Fed ducks and skipped rocks in the pond. So that is a very sufficient shift detail report for that specific shift. If you notice on this, when you fill this first part out, you actually have to stop typing and then click on this bottom part again, because it isn't attached. So just keep that in mind. For some reason, that was just how I had to do it. So the next shift I had was the 3rd with John, and it was at 3 p.m. that we came in for his job, which was a total of 4 hours, and that was the job shift. So here's the report. Notice I'm typing everything in 3rd person. Staff took John to work at Wendy's. Today, John spent his time on the front end shadowing a coworker. John did a good job at picking up the job tasks quickly. John needed help with getting the correct change. His boss wants him to practice this at home. So again, as detailed as I could be in that time frame, documented some positive things, some things that he needs to work on, but that the shift went well. And that's it for that shift. The last shift was, if you'll remember, it's that same day, but because we can't just bill SEI all the time, we need to document that we had a change and that we focused on supported living for the rest of that time from 7 to 10 p.m. that evening. Staff and John worked on cleaning John's apartment. John did his laundry, cleaned his bathroom, and did the dishes. John wanted to play a board game, so staff and John played chess. John worked really hard today and had a lot of fun. There it is. So you'll want to make sure that when you look at it, it looks just like this, that each shift looks sufficiently documented, that the times are correct, that the math is correct, and then at the bottom, you'll want to sign. I put a pre-signature on here. You can click and type your name and it'll go to a signature, but I put a pre-signature there, and then I'm going to put down the date, the same thing as the timesheet. And then the one thing different on here is that I'm actually going to clarify that I have different hours other than that it's just not the total hours. So we have to clarify which billing code we use and how many hours of each billing code. So right here I'll select SLH because I know John's SLH, and I see here there's SLH and there's 3 hours with the SLH, and then there's another SLH shift and that's another 3 hours. So that's going to be 6 hours total for the SLH billing code. And then I also know I have some SEI shifts. So there's the SEI. I'll go up here. I only see one shift with 4 hours for SEI. So I'll separate them. And even though it's 10 total hours, it's broken down into billing codes on these client hourly logs. So that's it with the client hourly log. The same thing goes for the timesheet. You turn these in every pay period with the timesheet. So if it's the 1st through the 15th, these are due on the 16th by noon. If it's the 16th through the 31st, they're due on the 1st of the following month by noon as well. You'll go ahead and save it or export as a PDF. And I'm going to put Jake Probert, John CHL 1/1/15 to 1/15. Oops, that's not even close, right? Okay, then I'll save that. There it is. This is the CHL. I will attach that as well as the timesheet. One thing I want to point out is I've got this timesheet master here that I've done. And this is how I make sure I double and triple check both. I pull up both of them and I see, okay, I've got 1/1/10 to 1, 1/1/10 to 1. That was for 3 hours, 3 hours, and I know that that's SLH. And then I'll go back and forth from each shift and make sure. So I've got 1/3, 3 to 7, 4 hours SEI, 1/3, 3 to 7 for 4 hours, and that is SEIA. And then just keep going. I keep going through the shifts and make sure they are all the same. If you do it all at once, then it's harder. But if you keep track of your timesheet and your client hourly logs after each shift, it's actually a lot easier to keep up on it and to make sure that you get it right the first time. If you have any questions about the client hourly log, when they're due, some of the different billing codes or whatever it is, just contact myself or your supervisor and we will get it taken care of.